Hey y'all, back this week with your regularly scheduled episode of Fancy Boy Food Show, coming to you live with episode 5. I guess we're technically not live, that was a lie. But let's dive right in. This is going to be our first episode now that we're back from the beach. We got back earlier this week and sort of fell right back into our normal day-to-day routine. I had to run out to the grocery store because the cupboards and the fridge were pretty barren, and I decided to take a little trip to our local Trader Joe's. It's been a long time since I've been to a Trader Joe's, and I think I found out I still like it. Trader Joe's has a really homey feel. Not the other one. It feels really homey inside. It's got a lot of unfinished wood. Kind of light, airy. It's a small grocery store. It's definitely going to be on the smaller side, like your Lidl or your Aldi. It's not going to compare to anything like your majors, like a Kroger or a Giant or I don't know what they have on the West Coast, A&P. But anyways, it doesn't really compare to those kind of things. It's not a superstore. It's a lot smaller, and it makes me feel really comfortable. I love small grocery stores. I don't like the big ones anymore. They just give me the agita. So let's talk about some stuff that we found that we absolutely love. Pull it up for you. I don't know if you can see. Moon Drop Grapes. I call these wizard fingers, which is a weird name for them. But you can see they kind of like finger-like. They're little fingers. I love these things. They're sweet. They're table grape. They're a fun shape. They're really good ice cold. This time of year when it's still super hot outside and I'm looking for a healthy snack that's light and refreshing, I love ice cold grapes. And you can freeze them and put them in a drink as a fun ice cube. I like to put them in champagne. Yeah, absolutely delicious. Fun shape. My kid loves them. They're definitely, if you've got mine's only 10, 11 months old. So it's really easy to get her to eat things. Just kind of put them in front of her and she tries them out. But if you got finicky eaters, these might fit the bill for you because they're fun to eat, and they're absolutely delicious. So, number 1, Moondrop grapes. Number 2, I already opened these because they're delicious. Pumpkin JoJo's. If you're not familiar with Trader Joe's, they've got house brands for pretty much everything. Besides like a few things, they carry like Lara Bar and Cliff Bar and some stuff like that. And they've got some name brand toiletries and things of that nature, and they've got a few name brands floating around, but for the most part it's all going to be house brand or off brand, and they do a really good job of branding everything with this like Trader Joe's Joe Trader kind of thing. Like they call their Italian line Trader Giotto's as an example. So pumpkin cream cookie looks kind of like a do-si-do or an Oreo, a sandwich cookie, whatever. I thought these were just gonna be like garbage sugary icing with no pumpkin in it at all, but they actually contain, if you look at the ingredients, a pretty, I guess, high amount of pumpkin juice, pumpkin puree, and pumpkin powder. They do have they do have palm oil, which I hate to see just because it's really bad for the environment. And they do have some invert sugar, which is probably going to be something like a corn syrup. But for the most part, these are pretty okay. I mean, it's 150 calories for 2 cookies, so they're cookies. What are you going to do? But Trader Joe's has an incredible cookie section. It's usually in this end of the store above where they keep all their kind of frozen entrees, which is another thing they definitely do a lot of. I don't love them, and I don't really buy them or go look at them. But if you're into like pre-packaged kind of easy, oven or microwavable snacks and stuff like that, like they've got taquitos and little tacos. And when I was a kid, my mom used to go, and I loved them. Like when I was like 13 or 14, and my palate was about that age, I used to, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them. I just, as a chef, day to day, I make food for a living. So I don't like to, if I can avoid it, put things in the microwave and just heat them up. Except instant ramen. That's my only vice. Or one of many, I guess. So yeah, Pumpkin JoJo's, they really steered hard into this whole pumpkin flavor. They've got so much pumpkin flavored stuff. Absolutely delicious though. Really, really tasty. It's like Count Chocula. Comes around once a year. You have 2 boxes and you just don't think about it until next year. Lastly, Beaujolais Nouveau would be another more adult version of that. Drink it at Thanksgiving. Don't think about it for a year. Speaking of wine, another reason why I love Trader Joe's is they have an incredible wine selection. They've actually got a much more expansive wine selection and beer selection than either Lidl or Aldi have. And they don't just carry their own lines or their own specific brands. Like, they've got some of the really popular stuff. Like, I saw 19 Crimes and The Prisoner and that kind of stuff. You know, I don't drink that because I think it's overpriced and I don't like it. But it's there if you need it. They had like High Ally on the shelf. They carry name brand beers and beverages. And that's, I think, positive, especially if you're looking for that, because some people don't like to go into the grocery store and try to take a risk on a bottle they've never had before. Not everyone's me. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Two Buck Chuck, that's what this stuff used to be called. And it's their inexpensive line of wines. That was hard to say. They're not $2 anymore, $3. They're $3.69. They just started offering the organic line of their wines. It's called Charles Shaw now, or Shaw. And they look pretty good. I mean, California Rosé, I've got no idea what the grapes are. I could probably take a guess, but I don't want to because I'm not that good. And I really hope it's not sweet. It looks nice and light. Obviously, I don't think they're blending, and I certainly don't think this is song. I don't think this is like bled off to make a darker wine. I think this is definitely probably intended to be pink wine. So that means they're going to macerate for a small amount of time to get that color in there. It looks okay, but obviously you never know until you taste it. I really hope it's not sweet, but sweet wines have places too. 11.5% alcohol, certified organic from the CCOF, which I assume is a certification for organic farming, which makes sense. Organic doesn't mean you're farming well, though. It just means you're farming without chemicals. It means you're farming in a more natural or holistic way, hopefully. But you can still choose monoculture over, other options. You can still choose to run, pull the nutrients out of your soil and farm nothing but super nutrient needy crops. But I like to try organic wines when given the chance. Not a whole bunch of wineries. I mean, there's some out there, but it's not a crazy common practice to list your wines as organic. So I'll always try it. And for $3.69, why not? And then Pinot Noir, obviously California as well. I really hope that it's done well, but for $3.69, I'm not gonna be surprised if it isn't. It might be jammy and hot and overblown, but it also might be a good example of a super cheap Pinot. That being said, Pinot is not known for being an easy grape to grow or produce. So at $3.69, I have questions about what it's going to taste like. They do have this new Helix. It's called a Helix closure. At least that's what it's called on the label. I've never seen this before. It's a twist-off cork. It looks like you can recap. Obviously, everyone's seen screw tops, traditional corks, and I'm sure you've seen some synthetics. And then I've seen glass corks, and I like those a lot too. But this is new, so I don't understand how it can be airtight. I'm going to have to do some research, but I've never seen it before. It looks kind of like a champagne cork. Things I wish Trader Joe's would do better. They have, all their meats are really expensive, and I just don't buy protein there. I don't buy a lot of protein anymore. I'm trying to cut down on exactly how much meat we're intaking, just trying to do my part for the environment where I can, I guess. Plus, it's healthier to eat more vegetables, so we're doing a lot more of that around the house. But if I wanted protein, I don't think I would go buy it from Trader Joe's. They've got a really good selection. They had lamb leg and lamb rack, and they had really good looking, organic chicken and very good looking organic beef. But at the same time, I buy most of that stuff from Lidl and Aldi, and I'm not going to stop shopping at those places. I just might make an extra trip for some of the stuff I found that I still like at Trader Joe's, or try to fit it in once a week or once every other week. We'll see. Other things I wish they did better at Trader Joe's, I wish they just spent less time focusing on those lines of frozen reheatable foods that they make. I don't need them, but then again, I think they're target consumers, so I guess I understand why they're there. Things they're still killing the game at. One, they have cart attendants and they don't charge you to get a cart, and That's really nice. 2, it's really warm and inviting, and the people who work there genuinely seem to like their job. They seem to enjoy working for Trader Joe's as a whole, and I like that. I like it when the people are at least enjoying what they're doing or enjoy the company they work for. And they've got the person who rung up my order bagged it for me as well. You do the thing where you drop the cart off and they ring it up and bag it as you go, and they fill up your cart and give it to you. Super friendly service. Really, really doing a good job. So if this wine's any good, I think I'm going to be going back a lot. I definitely plan on finally doing the Supermarket Som video post. It's going to be a whole different show. I'll get into what exactly that means on our first episode. It's going to be coming up. I think I'm going to be popping the Charles Shaw Pinot Noir and giving it a rock. We'll see. But regardless, that's going to be a weekly event as well. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you'd like to see. Thank you for tuning in. Episode 5, Fancy Boy Food Show. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you can. Check out the website. Click some links. I don't know. Thank you guys. Cheers. I'm going to have a cookie now, I think.